How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Matt's Beer Reviews, back with yet another review and a little collab, hopeful goodness, on today's massive beer review with some Finback and RAR Brewing. It's their, Gumdrop Mountain. I was going to say good gumdrops. I don't know how I was going to say that. Anyway, Gumdrop Mountain, collab between RAR and Finback, coming out of the Finback camp. This is an IPA. With strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. So you're talking about your lactose-based IPA with a little bit of chocolate. So you're used to your kind of fruitiness with your lactose, but you throw that little bit of chocolate in there, and it's probably kind of fucking cool. Never had this before. Actually, I'm lying. I took a sip at a release, but I don't remember it, so it's new. As far as what it says in can itself, it says Finback, a Gumdrop Mountain, India Pale Ale with strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla, RAR, drink fresh now. Label-wise, it is, let's see, it was can 316, is 7 days ago, so it's fresh. And that's pretty much that. Comes courtesy of Natalie. Thank you very much, Natalie. She is the queen of craft beer out of New Jersey. If you don't know her, you should, because she's fucking awesome. Thank you very much for dropping this off for me. And, let's go at it. Give this sucker a crack. See what she's got. So, Finback. I'm a fan. Even though there's been an ample amount of misses with hits with them. Their barrel-aged stuff is typically on point for me. A lot of their dark hop-forward offerings, like black IPAs, definitely misses. Some of their collaboration stuff has been a little bit, I don't know. So we'll see. I actually did not go over the can design. It's typical Finback, but it has this kind of pinstriping that reminds me of Burlington Beer Company. It does. I mean, pinstriping, it's been around for ages, but something about it, when I first saw the can from a distance, go, oh, is that a Burlington can? So, anyway, but at the same time, I dig it. Its label's mad crooked, which I kind of like. Anyway, a little over a pinky finger ahead what you see, but it's below that now. It's got this deep beveling to it, nice creaminess to it, pretty kind of uniform bubbles, but it's like weird because it goes from microscopic to pretty big from bottom to top, and it looks like it. It looks like heady. It looks like Daddy's first kind of, it's way more vibrant orange than the heady, but it doesn't have a super haze, but it's definitely not hazy. It's somewhere in between, but it looks like, middle of the road kind of hazy IPA, let's put it that way. So, let's see if we can get a nose on her. Bittering, weed. Mixture of like smoking weed and like weed you pull out of the grounds, kind of weediness. Not much lactose to it. Not much fruitiness. Not much chocolate in there, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just getting this weedy bitterness, a little bit of malty sweetness, and that's pretty much it. Not getting a huge nose on this. It smells pretty damn nice, but if you read the can and you expect those kind of things to pop out in the nose, not really getting them there. But they might be in there. Only one way to find out. So, let's dive in. Cheers. Definitely not getting a ton of the fruitiness or the lactose. It's there. It's definitely there, especially after you take a sip and you let it sit and everything kind of washes away. You're left with like a residual sweetness and a little bit of fruitiness on the tip of your tongue. So that's up there. The chocolate actually is probably the biggest note out of those three players that are on the can. I get this powdered baker's chocolate. Not sweet at all, really. Just kind of like powdered baker's chocolate. If you ever actually eaten like a non-sweetened like baker's chocolate because you thought it was chocolate and you like snuck it from your mom, whether it be from like a kiss form or a little bit of powder, and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna eat this chocolate, and you eat it, and you're like, well, that's not the sweet chocolate I remember. And it sounds like a negative, but it's actually a positive. You're getting that kind of washing around in there. Now, sure, you have that little bit of lactose kind of bumping up that little bit of sweetness on there, It makes you not hate that chocolate, but at the same time, it's there. It's kind of floating around. It's kind of cool. It's very delicate, though. Everything in here is delicate. Let's put it that way. Except for the bitterness. The bitterness is definitely that weedy, half smoke weed, half pull weed kind of thing going on. Okay, mouthfeel to it. Nothing too crazy. But that bitterness rides the day. So, weedy, hoppy bitterness. Maltiness, not overly sweet, and then just kind of floating around in the peripherals are your adjuncts. And chocolate leads the day. It's bittering, it's not overly sweet, and then you have a little bit of that lactose and fruitiness that kind of lingers around the edges, but shows up pretty much after you swallow and let it sit for a bit and kind of just presents itself. I like it. It's interesting. I'm not going to say I love it. I'm not going to say it's one of the better IPAs or Imperial IPAs I've had as of late, but it's definitely interesting. It kind of piques my interest, so I enjoy it a lot, actually. There's something about it that does it for me. Not from an impact standpoint, from a kind of trying to pull apart, pick apart kind of standpoint, to where it's like, I don't know, fun. Fun. Anyway, let's talk about it. This is one of the better pale ales, IPAs, sorry, that I've had as of late. Adjunct laden. Let's put it that way. Let's separate this. Is it one of the better adjunct laden IPAs I've had as of late? No. Is it one of the more interesting? Yes. And that sometimes trumps visceral taste, for me at least. Value and availability, I have no idea it was given to me. Thank you very much, Natalie. And so price and availability, if you can chime down in there and let me know, people, that would be awesome. And just say if you like what will you like this. I feel like interesting beer. I know I say that. I know I kind of land on that sometimes and just kind of throw that out there and just be super generic with that. But to me, this is interesting. This makes me want to have a conversation about this beer. Some beers I have that are more like, taste this is awesome. Or like, taste this is horrible. Probably more in that realm. There's beers that are I'm very absolute about. This beer is a beer I want to drink. Like, I wish I had like 5 cans of this and about 10 people to like drink some of this and then talk about it and be like, what are you getting in here? What's going on? And then go to another beer and crack another one and be like, let's go back to this and talk about this for a little bit. It's a conversation kind of beer for me. Just because maybe it's just because I'm having a hard time dissecting what's going on in it, even though what the fuck do I know? But in general, yeah, it's interesting. So if you like interesting beer, and if you like weedy and pulley, weedy dankness with chocolate and residual fruits and lactose in the back end, you'll like it, because that's what the can says. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers in all 4 of those places. And, yeah. So, there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice weirdo IPA right now. In a good sense, weirdo. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.